Eh bien, bonjour à tous, bienvenue pour un nouvel épisode. Donc, on devait retourner dans la crypte, mais je me suis un peu renseigné, et en fait, je sais comment faire pour le truc de Wallner. En fait, il y a un livre à étudier. Je me suis pas spoilé, j'ai juste vu qu'il y avait un livre à étudier, et qu'après, effectivement, il allait apparaître et qu'il y aurait une confrontation. Donc, j'aime pas trop tricher dans ce genre de jeu, mais là c'était un peu. Je savais ce qu'il fallait voir dès le début, qu'il fallait voir Wallner, et je trouvais ça un peu dommage d'être sanctionné parce que j'avais effectivement pas refouillé sa chambre, sachant qu'il n'y avait rien qui m'indiquait qu'il fallait fouiller sa putain de chambre. On va y aller. Par contre, pour les textes sacrés, je ne sais pas. Donc là, je ne triche pas.
It seems like he isn't here.
Alors effectivement, il y avait le point bleu, direct, peut-être que ça aurait dû m'aider ou je ne sais quoi. Voilà.
What a mess. Looks like Volner was interrupted. Looks a lot like straw, and he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. Straw on his desk, as if to protect something fragile. Yes, someone must have packed something away here. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before.
Ah putain. Putain, pourquoi j'ai utilisé le truc? Ah, il faut que je trouve du miel ou quoi que ce soit. Putain. Je m'en fous de ça. Il faut que je trouve du miel.
A chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from von Volner. So, let's see what Volner has in his bookcase. Not surprising. Most of these works are in German, and one in Latin. Longini militis fabulum. Ah, what have we here? It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Volner has done everything he can to get information about that lance. I'd better keep this one, though.
Did he say?
That's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What happened? You've lost. Oh, how horrible! Your hand.
It's an accident. To tell you the truth,
Accident? Are you joking? You have lost your hand, Louis. We've got to do something.
It's been done. I've been given treatment, rest assured. I admit that I didn't truly realize the consequences of my recklessness. So just stay calm.
Yes, of course. But Louis, it's your hand.
I know. Please, look, there's nothing I can do about it. I know, I made a mistake, but it's too late now. It was an accident. I only wanted to inspect the place to find my mother and, well, I fell into a trap. The result is appalling, I grant you that, but at least I can guarantee that we're all perfectly safe here on this island.
And you joke about it? Am I dreaming?
No, sir, but let's be realistic. So many world leaders brought together in one place, and there are no safeguards? The error indeed stems from my recklessness. I went looking here and there in search of my mother, and I had an accident. It's my own fault.
Fine. We will drop this incident. Why are you here? What are you doing in my room?
Sir, perfect timing. I was looking for you.
You were looking for me? Well, here I am. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you might help me.
You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the holy lances.
I'm not looking for the lances of Longinus von Volner. I'm looking for the Lance of Longinus. The one that pierced Christ's side?
You are playing with fire.
Don't take it the wrong way. I'll leave you all the copies. Don't worry about that.
Good answer. What are you playing at, Richet? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
Ah, I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about? Mr. Von Wollner, would you be so kind as to calm yourself down, please? All I'm trying to do is make amends for His Eminence's errors. Sir Gregory should surround himself with better people, if you want my opinion, but Piaggi is a friend of my mother's.
What? You want to help Piaggi?
I just told you that's what my mother would do if she was here. I heard you in the corridor, and he seemed to be in serious trouble because of the lances. I'm only trying to help him.
Ah. All right, Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me.
No.
But please, excuse me.
Pas du tout.
I got a little bit carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the Lance of Longinus. And it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Ah, let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also took us quite some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the head of the lance to be covered in gold, whereas, in truth, its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense.
Très bien.
In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
Ah, that is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. Keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it. See you later. I managed to get the biography of Longinus the Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians, the fish.
C'est ça, texte sacré, non? Je pense qu'on peut y aller, hein. Le texte sacré, ça doit être une Bible. Il y a pas mal d'énigmes, hein. Parce que l'énigme là du... Trouver la bonne statue là, où c'était le papa en fait qui était un enfoiré, pas le Minotaure. C'était pas si simple, hein. On va continuer à explorer là. Ça va être incroyable. Est-ce que si je lis...
The Bible must mean the lance which
Ouais,
finally
voilà.
took the life of Christ. The four Gospels each give an account of the death of Christ. Let's see what they can tell me about the lance. There's nothing about the lance in this account of the crucifixion. This apostle does not mention the lance in his description of the death of Christ. There's no mention of the lance in what Luke says about the death of Christ. Ah, there. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, But one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me?
Y'a pas du miel là?
A byzant from the Byzantine Empire, a coin often used during the St. Louis era.
Ok. Alors, on était allé.
This one has no name. I wonder who it was for. I can see that this spear has a so-called leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. I can see the tip is engraved with the symbol of the Eye of Ra.
Donc elle était en cuivre et elle avait la feuille. Donc c'est pas mal. Mais on va tout fouiller avant. Ah non, en plus elle a pas de feuille. C'est un fake. La statue montre qu'elle a une feuille.
Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is
No.
gold rimmed,
No.
and a fish is engraved on
No.
the tip.
En fait, c'est pas de feuille, cuivre et poisson. Je crois.
Flavius Aetius. Flavius Aetius, the one they call the last of the Romans. He was assassinated by his own emperor, who was jealous of all his victories. But how did he end up here? Flavius Aetius. It was cut a long time ago. You can tell by the rough hacks of the tool and the patina of the stone. This sarcophagus is very ancient. I'd say it's several centuries old. This lance has got a blade in the shape of a spear. Its blade is in iron or steel, I think. I can make out a rising sun engraved on the tip.
Pas du tout ça. On va où en premier? Pourquoi on n'irait pas revoir les textes?
We can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
Pas que je me trompe, hein.
The sarcophagus has been ravaged by time. It's sort of ageless, I guess. It's entirely sculpted. Is this the tomb of a king? Judging by all the sculpted symbols of power, this is really ancient. The inscriptions are all eroded. I don't know what those marks mean, but maybe a stone or epitaph. These symbols, these grooves, cuneiform script. This is humanity's oldest alphabet, the language of Babel.
Putain.
Sadly, no one today even knows how to decipher it. There's also some text engraved beneath in ancient Greek, Sargon.
Incroyable. Donc là, a priori, on l'a toujours pas trouvé. Alors, on va retourner étudier les textes, là. On a récupéré du miel. J'ai récupéré les clous, je sais pas à quoi ils vont me servir.
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. The four Gospels each give an account of the death of Christ. Let's see what they can tell me about the lance. Ah, there. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true. And he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me? The name of the Roman soldier who killed Christ never appears in the biblical canon. Yet, it is said that he was a centurion who was
Blague,
called Longinus.
Complètement inutile. Putain. J'ai trop le seum. Putain, le gâchis là, j'aurais dû. Ah, là, là. Je sais pas, en fait, je me disais, c'est peut-être la tombe de quelqu'un, tu vois. Donc en choix, c'était pas débile de me renseigner là-dessus. C'est du cuivre.
We can see that this lance has a leaf shape.
Non,
And, well, it's in gold.
non,
I can see that a crucifix is
No.
engraved on the
Faux.
tip, just barely visible.
tout faux. Je sens que c'est celle-là.
Let's take a look at this lance here. It has a very special leaf shape. It is copper rimmed, and
C'est pas
I can see
celle-là.
a fish symbol engraved on the tip.
C'est pas celle-là. C'est pas de la feuille. C'est les pieux. Putain, il y en a plein.
I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and I can just make
No.
out the symbol of the Eye of Ra engraved on the tip.
Il y a un poisson là. Je
I
pense
can
que c'est
see
celle-là.
this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the
C'est
symbol of
celle-là.
the Christian fish on the tip.
On va fouiller le reste, mais ça ressemble à celle-là. Ça semble facile, hein? C'est celle qui est au
This
pinceau.
lance has a leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. The symbol of the Christian fish is engraved on the tip. Great. Honey. The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. It's far too heavy. I'm not going to be able to do it on my own.
Ok. Bon, on va prendre ma lance. Donc, épieu, cuivre et
I can
poisson.
see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Putain, il y en a encore plein là-bas. Putain, la musique stressante, les gars. Ok.
I'm already pressed for time as it is. Mother's waiting for me on the wharf.
Ok. Excuse-moi de te déranger.
De richesse,
Oh, il m'a
sticking
fait
your
peur.
nose everywhere again.
Wow, what's the matter with him? Excuse me, monsieur. I don't follow you.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
Why? What are you talking about?
I am talking about what you are doing. This conference is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and
Qu'est-ce
Bonner
qui vient me
talking.
saouler, ceci?
You are about to rob Mortimer. Give me what you took from him immediately.
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short, quick. Look, I don't know what you're going on about, and I don't have time for this right now.
Don't bank on getting rid of me so easily, De Richet. Where have you been?
Did Lord Mortimer tell you you could trust me?
Yes, but...
So? I might have disappointed you on the negotiation of your precious cannons, but Lord Mortimer believes I can still be useful. I'm working for him right now, and you're wasting my time with your questions. Look, if he hasn't taken you into his confidence, then you shouldn't know yet.
I'll soon figure out what you are up to. And I am convinced that you have indeed robbed Mortimer. The game is up. Give me what you took from him.
You know, this is becoming an obsession with you.
Show me what you are carrying, or I will call the servants.
Remind me, who did you hear making these alleged charges against me?
His Eminence Piaget and Monsieur von Wollner were discussing them when I joined them.
And remind me, during the conference, which side were His Eminence and Mr. von Wollner on?
Sir Gregory. But what has that got to do with it?
And did it not occur to you for a single instant that they might have been speaking about me in front of you on purpose to manipulate you? I trust them to detect novices who are likely to be taken in, yes.
Those sons of whores.
Ah,
So that's how they see me.
Be careful to make sure the conference keeps
Putain,
on going ahead smoothly,
compliqué.
though. Please. It would grieve me to have to report you to Lord Mortimer.
No, of course. I'll make sure those two bastards get what they've got coming. Right. We'll leave it there. I'm glad that things have been cleared up.
So, are we finished here?
Indeed we are. I shall leave you.
That's right.
ouais,
Go
casse-toi.
play somewhere else. See you later, monsieur.
Putain, c'était compliqué, hein.
Come on. I have to hurry up and join my mother at the wharf now.
Mais il va y avoir plein de confrontations comme ça maintenant, je pense. Où je suis obligé de réussir du premier coup et tout. Je sais obligé. Je sens que ça va être de plus en plus dur. Je pense que j'aurais pu lui donner un manuscrit rare. Oui, est-ce que j'ai quoi dans mon inventaire? Mais en même temps, voilà, là j'avais le truc. Ah, tu te fous de moi? Mais putain, je suis obligé de passer par l'autre côté. Il va y avoir quelqu'un d'autre qui va me saouler. C'est excitant, hein, ce qui se passe là. C'est un jeu unique, honnêtement. Incroyable ce jeu. C'est qui l'autre débile qui va me saouler là? Ça va être l'espagnol. C'est obligé, je me fais embrouiller là.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
Bon ça. Quoi?
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Incroyable. C'est beaucoup 4, mais... Ah, je pense pas qu'il y ait beaucoup de choses dedans. 4, c'est quand même... ça peut être très utile d'avoir tout ça. Incroyable. Voilà. Là, on va m'empêcher de partir.
Ah, Louis. Perfect timing.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy. I would like to have a word with you. Come closer, please. It's time we had a little chat. I wanted you... Oh, no, your hand. Damn it, no. So that's it. She is prepared to use you.
What do you mean?
It wasn't enough for her to lose her hand. She had to make you lose yours, too. I cannot permit this to continue. Louis, it's time you found out the truth.
Ah, je vais devoir faire un
I've been
choix.
observing you since you arrived. I see you running all over the grounds in the search of Sarah. I would like to prevent her from leading you even further down the wrong road. You see, Sarah and I have known each other for a very long
Peut-être ça,
time,
démon.
Louis. I am aware of her theory. About me, about Gregory, about the demons. She's right. Look at me. I have inhabited this body since 1191. For the last 602 years, I have been this dear William Mortimer.
What are the demons' projects for humanity?
Our aim has long since been to protect humanity from itself. On the other hand, although we give them the impulse to succeed, we don't all agree as to the path they take to achieve it.
But why me?
Why do I tell you about the greatest secret ever revealed to man?
That's right.
I'm coming to that. Don't worry.
Why should I trust you?
I'm not asking you to, Louis. If you are still in doubt about the demons, I can assure you that won't last long.
What has my mother got to do with all this?
She embarked on a crusade many years ago to kill all the demons.
That must have upset you. I imagine you retaliate.
No, I'm afraid she never forgave me.
Forgave what?
We met when she was still just a young woman. I appeared to her in a different form because I didn't want to reveal the identity of Lord Mortimer at that time. She was looking for someone interested in the occult to decipher an ancient book. We spent many years together until I revealed my true
The old
nature
book
to
was
her.
Al-Azif, wasn't it?
Did she speak about it?
Not so long ago, yes.
Indeed, it was already Al-Azif. She wanted to unlock the secrets.
How would you qualify your species, scientifically?
Good question. What is your area of expertise?
My lord, to tell you the truth, I don't see myself as a scientist.
Well, consider us as a simple species still unknown to most of men. Thus we are born. We have the capacity to change bodies, that is all.
Lucifer, the fallen archangel, left heaven accompanied by 133,306,668 angels. Is it true that there are that many of you?
No, I assure you, Louis. Forget your Bible class. It's ridiculous. We are not angels. We don't have wings. There is certainly nowhere near 1,000,000 of us. And for that matter, no sacred human text represents us correctly. There are several families, and the family to which I belong has 8 siblings, including Gregory and myself.
Sir Gregory is your brother?
Yes, what can I say? You can't choose your family. But it is very difficult to know exactly how many of us there are because a large number of our kind remain hidden or never reveal themselves even to us.
You've been Mortimer for 600 years? How long have the demons been among mankind?
Oh, I don't think I'd be lying if I said that we have always been here.
If I follow you, you must have witnessed some of the greatest moments in history.
You could certainly say that, yes.
Oh, trop bien.
Did you know ancient Egypt?
Oh, yes, yes. We were gods on earth in those days.
What did men call you then?
Amenhotep IV.
The 10th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty?
Ooh, I see you're a connoisseur,
J'adore.
Louis. Impressive.
Did you know ancient Greece?
In many ways, yes. One day Pericles, the next Parmenides. Just the memory of the time I spent working on acoustics with Pythagoras, well, it moves me quite deeply, to tell the truth.
Pericles. He's the one who brought Athens to its golden age, isn't he?
In a way, yes.
He established democracy and then died during an epidemic. It wasn't so long after his 2 sons passed away. Isn't that right?
Excuse me, Louis. I would rather not relive any more of that, if you don't mind.
Did
Incroyable.
you experience ancient Rome?
Oh, yes. Luxury and decadence, Louis. My family did indeed reign supreme, but from this period I retain only the works of my friend, Marcus Vitruvius Pollio.
You seem to be fascinated by Christ. You weren't him, were you?
Oh, no, not at all. He was my father, though.
Quoi?
Strange as it seems.
I beg your pardon? Am I dreaming? Ugh, please tell me I'm dreaming.
We should have the chance to talk about all that
What?
again later, but
Jésus-Christ,
yes,
son
yes,
père.
he was my father. All the mythology surrounding Jesus of Nazareth really stems from my father's prideful need to show himself among men.
I've noticed that you have a passion for the Crusades.
Among other things, yes. Mainly the third. It was during the siege of St. Joan of Arc that I took possession of Lord Mortimer.
And you've never changed skins or bodies since?
I have used other envelopes, but only to carry out very short tasks. Apart from that, indeed, I have been able to retain the identity of William Alexander Mortimer throughout the centuries.
And you truly have the power to manipulate the thoughts of men.
That's right. Every demon has the capacity to infiltrate the minds of men and to read and
Tu sais
steer
qui c'est qui
their
faisait la
thoughts.
lance?
Can you tell me more about your capacities, your supernatural powers?
Supernatural? From my point of view, they are perfectly natural. Well, Louis, just because the monkey does not fly doesn't mean that we should consider the bird a supernatural creature. We are all part of a grand design. We are simply made like this. By developing our art, we are able to read thoughts as well as write in the minds of men. It is possible for us to make them bow to our desire, but it doesn't work without leaving some scars.
And what do you do with this power?
We help them, of course.
And how is it you help men exactly?
Let's just say that without us, man would probably never have left his cave. Fire, the wheel, tools, writing. We are the spark that inspires man to search, to grow, to evolve.
Continue.
Louis, it's time you opened your
J'ai envie de prendre
eyes.
sa position.
Come,
frère.
you'll soon see.
After you. If you could manipulate us mentally, what's the point of all the theatrics of the conference?
You must suspect that we asked ourselves that very same question. For many centuries, we didn't organize any conferences, and most of the time, it ended in civil war between demons. Many of us were killed during this period. The idea of organizing conferences was the answer to everything. The interest being to erect some rules among ourselves. Our family first divided up all the principal countries of the world. Now, whenever one of us wanted to propose a major change between these countries, they summon the demon in question and initiate a conference. The demon that initiates the proposition doesn't have to give notification of the subject of the conference beforehand. Consequently, we participate along with our best assets. Once the humans are brought together, the conference begins, but we are forbidden to use our talents to influence the participants. The first meeting is held in order to expose the subject to all the participants, followed by several days
Incroyable.
of reflection, during which we are allowed to be persuasive, but not too. A second meeting closes the conference with a final vote.
So, for you it's a game, isn't it?
I understand your remark, but after living several centuries, you stand back and enjoy what
But how do you
reflection
agree
and
on
pleasure
global
you can.
policy?
Locally, we often have competing interests, and sometimes we start wars between men which are linked to our disagreements. Most of the time, our father steps in and gives directives, which my family follow to the letter. Indeed, in my opinion, it is high time we moved on.
What do you mean?
I mean that a new era must begin. The old monarchic regimes are outdated, and it's time to evolve.
So, Von Borchert, he was looking for the Al-Azif for you.
Exactly. Al-Azif has always belonged to my family, Louis, and with good reason. My father wrote much of it. Can you tell me what you've done with...
What, you mean the Al-Azif?
No, I already know that. Sarah came here with it and got rid of it. I was thinking of Von Borchert. He isn't essential, but he is a trusted person.
He's a prisoner at our headquarters in Paris.
All right.
Did what happened to Elizabeth Adams have anything to do with you?
Unfortunately, the poor girl became an issue between us, in spite of herself. A family of demons is still a family, and as in all families, there are disputes. Elizabeth's family, the Adams, has always been under the patriarchal control of my father. As he and myself are not really on very good terms, sending poor Elizabeth here was terribly rude of him, really.
You did accept, though.
No, I would say rather I was presented with a fait accompli by Gregory and
Le fait
went
accompli.
along with the intention of helping her. But this is my castle, and everyone is the master of their own home.
You controlled her so she would commit suicide. I knew it.
I know you did. Moreover, you impressed me. You really did sense what had happened, but you couldn't quite explain how. A good job, too. Because for a moment I was afraid you would prove the theory right in front of Gregory.
But why?
Well, she was my father's eyes and ears, and Gregory took a malicious delight in walking her all over the manor to spy on me. He would be furious if he knew I had prevented father from being able to check up on what was happening here. I hope I've answered all your questions, Louis. Come, I've something to show you.
Montre-moi Jésus-Christ là.
There is one question that remains to be answered. Why me? Why tell me all of this?
Oh, haven't you guessed yet?
My lord, I don't know if I can answer in all honesty.
Please do, Louis. You can say anything to me, believe me.
You must admit, being surrounded by all these servants isn't doing much to relax me.
Oh, forget the servants. They're only here to ensure my safety.
Why? What are you afraid of?
Well, I wouldn't want you to get the wrong idea, Louis. But you have spent your entire life fighting the occult. You have just stolen the Holy Lance from me, and I do happen to be a demon. Do you not realize the power that relic has on a demon?
You mean to tell me the lance can kill a demon?
The lance is marked with my father's blood. It has acquired the capacity to block us inside our host. If a demon got injured by the Holy Lance, they wouldn't be able to change bodies. If the wound were mortal, the demon would surely die. It corresponds to one of the periods when my father had a dire need to show himself to men. You see what that led to.
So, you're telling me that all of Christendom has been built on the myth of a demon?
Ironic, don't you think? But it is essential that men remain oblivious to that fact, Louis. I'll let you imagine the cataclysm that would erupt and tear through all of the religions if ever they found out the truth. Look, we are of the gods, Louis. Always have been. You, as much as me. You are one of us,
Quoi?
Louis. You too are a demon.
Are you serious?
You know it. Deep down inside, you know I am telling you the truth. Where do you think that natural, charismatic presence comes from? Your talent must already have manifested itself somehow. Have you ever had any visions?
No. Stop it. It's
Have
absurd.
you never found yourself suddenly inside someone else's body without knowing why?
No.
Whilst asleep, maybe? That's how it often happens the first time. Your spirit wanders unconsciously.
My mother can't have lied to me about that.
It's true. Your real mother would never have lied to you,
What do you mean?
Louis.
Moi,
I
je
would
dis
rather
pas, hein.
you found this
Sarah,
out from
elle est
her
louche.
own lips, but it's important that you know. Sarah is not your mother. I'm
What?
sorry you had to find out this way, Louis. But you must know the truth before you commit an irreparable act.
No, No, it's not possible.
You are my son.
Quoi?
not too shaken up.
Un
You've
peu, hein.
experienced many significant events since your arrival.
You can say that again.
For now, I think you ought to find Sarah, my son. You ought to talk things over with her.
So she's been lying to me all along?
Let her justify herself. What's done is done. Sarah must explain herself. You must clear the air. We'll have all the time we need to talk afterwards. But all in good time. Before you join her, I'd like to give you something. As a demon, I would like to introduce you to your first talent.
What do you mean?
Open your mind, my son. Relax. You hold immense power. It's already there inside you. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Just let me show you the way.
I should relax.
Open your mind. Hear my voice. Feel the vibrations and listen to what has been happening to you deep inside, but which you have been concealing. Trust yourself. It's all already in there.
I can hear something.
Now breathe.
It's a sound, very faint.
That's right. Concentrate on it. My voice is growing fainter, but I am here.
Whispers, words, mixed voices.
Focus on one of them. Don't be afraid.
I sense a stream. Some words are clear, but not all of them.
Let them enter into your mind.
I hear them. Now I can hear a clear voice.
Well done, Louis. Congratulations.
What was it?
You are now able to read people's minds.
What?
You heard me. From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts. So, if you need to know something in particular from someone, all you have to do is make them think about it.
But I'd be violating their minds, wouldn't I?
No, nothing of the sort. You won't really be penetrating their psyches. Let's just say you'll be picking up residual signals emitted by their thoughts. It isn't intrusive at all, rest assured. There are also a few rules you need to know that govern this talent. Used between ourselves. You can read the thoughts of demons as well as of humans. But be careful. A demon more experienced than yourself will know that you are spying, and will often react quite violently. It's considered bad form to play around the psyche of another demon. It's a question of courtesy. But let's be clear. What is most considered bad form is getting caught. So I would advise against trying to read the thoughts of Gregory, for example.
Home?
Yes, the old grump is touchy, and rather a stickler about the conventions. On that note, go and see Sarah, Louis. Otherwise, she might leave without you. We'll continue this discussion later, if you want. Just join me in my study when you've finished.
Let's see what Mortimer's thinking about.
He is thinking he might not have been clear enough with you.
Énorme.
When I told you not to try to read into Gregory or her experience with demons, it also applied to me, of course.
You can hear me think?
Of course I can. I can sense you. For the moment, your mind shines like 1,000 lights because you haven't yet mastered the art of concealment from the psyches of others. So, I give you a weapon, and the first thing you do is try to...
Ça va, t'enflamme pas, c'était pour rigoler.
Shoot me with it? If my intentions were evil, you would already be at my mercy. So be very careful on whom you use the talent.
All right. Please excuse me.
And don't ever apologize, my son. You are far above that from now on. Now
Putain,
go.
ça prend une
One more
tournure
thing.
assez
If you
exceptionnelle.
want to know the truth about your birth, Ask her about Paris, 1763, at 12 Rue des Martyrs. That's where she disemboweled your mother to steal you from me.
Ok.
It's not that I regret all these discussions, but I must hurry to the wharf.
Écoutez, on va s'arrêter là, les amis. Épisode assez incroyable, sûrement le plus intéressant. Donc, je vous propose de continuer cette série, dans le prochain épisode. Merci à tous de m'avoir suivi et je vous dis à la prochaine. Ciao!